wrong end of the law many, many times. I've been arrested many, many times over my website.
All right. Well, hang on a second. What's your website?
It's policeexpenses.co.uk.
Right. Okay.
It's been debated in Parliament.
Right.
I won my case. The police used the counter-terrorism and spent over £1.5 million trying to censor my website.
Right. Have you and I spoken before?
We haven't spoken, but I've been on LBC many times.
No, I think I've heard about your website in the past. So what, have you been unfairly targeted, do you think, because of your website?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, there was a counter-terrorist operation called Operation Bohan, which was specifically targeted at getting my website removed.
Right.
Because it's very, very embarrassing to the police. Yeah. And the point is, the point in all of these issues, it's about lack of accountability.
Yeah.
And the police have been out in force, and the PR, the police PR press machine's been out saying that the public are the police are the public. We're all one. But we're not. And I'd like to make it really clear why I say that. The police are in a very unique position, and they're very separate from the public for the simple reason that they swear an oath to uphold the law.
Yes.
You and I don't. Mm-hmm. So, when you and I misbehave, we should be held to account, and rightly so. But the police more so because they're in this unique, trusted position.
Yeah.
And what we found, and in my research, there's something called Operation Countryman, and it's the biggest investigation. It's still to date. It's an old investigation. It concluded in 1982, and it was the biggest investigation into police corruption. And cut a long story short, the Home Office have censored it for 50 years, and the outcome of the report was that the Met Police, this is in 1982, should be disbanded and incorporated into other police forces for the simple reason that corruption went up to assistant commissioner level.
Right. Why did you set the website up in the first place, Ian?
Why did I set the website up? Because I'd been targeted by the police unfairly.
Right.
And they used disproportionate resources in investigating me, so I put it out there to hold them to account.
Well, of course, they may well believe that the resources they used were perfectly justifiable.
Well, it's anyone listening to this, £1.5 million to remove my website, policeexpenses.co.uk. Take a look at it and see what you think. At my trial, the judge dismissed the charge against me and threw it out.
Okay, let's talk about then trust and confidence in the police. Clearly, it sounds like this is a bit of your life's work in exposing where corruption may or may not exist. What's your view on this public inquiry that's been launched about the undercover policing and alleged corruption regarding the Lawrence case? I mean, presumably you're not remotely surprised.
No, I'm not remotely. I'm not surprised in the least. No, not at all. I'm delighted that it's starting to come out.
Yeah.
I met Andrew Mitchell, and I said, "I'm glad they did this to you."
Oh, really?
And he said, "Well, I'm not, and he's not done my career very much." Is what he said to me, and I said, "Well, no, with the greatest of respect, if they can do it to a cabinet minister."
Right. So what needs to happen, do you think, if you believe, and as clearly you do, and I think I can make that remark on the basis of your website, that the police has little integrity or whatever, what needs to be done in order to improve things? What would you do?
Well, firstly, just to put it into some sort of context, when I say the police have no integrity, to label all of the police as institutionally corrupt and no integrity would clearly be completely wrong and insane.
Of course it would.
It would be really unfair on all the hard-working officers.
Yeah, it's like saying that all teachers sleep with their pupils, on the basis that there might be one or two a year who make the front pages of the newspapers.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely correct. But where the real problems are is, where the real problem is, it's not the rank and file. It's above that. It's the top brass. Yeah. And it's the culture there. I mean, I gave evidence. I presented evidence to a select committee, and I got to meet Keith Vaz and his team.
What a rare treat for you.
It was all going my way. But yeah, no, the real issue is the top brass. It's the lack of accountability. Yeah. And the reason that lack of accountability exists, it's cultural.
Right, yeah, but what I'm interested in, and I think you're probably right, is how you would change it. How would you make it more transparent?
Well, firstly, it's not going to happen overnight. There's no magic wand that we can say if we do this, it's suddenly going to all be okay. It's not. It's taken years to build up a culture of of corruption in terms of lack of accountability, and it's going to take years to change it. There is no quick fix,
right?
But it is putting in the right procedures, the right leadership, and having certain levels of transparency so that they can be held to account.
All right, Ian, thank you. Fascinating call for many reasons. That's Ian in Palmer's Green.